there, everyone. This is Connie Myers, and we are here for Chefing Through Life. And Bryan-David, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Connie. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday is right. I've had a fun time on my road trip.
You've got quite the road trip going. You started Southern California,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're about to land in the fair state of Oregon.
I'm actually about halfway through Oregon. I'm in Roseburg.
Wow.
I'm about probably 2 hours away from Portland. So excited. I
Amazing.
haven't been here in over 2 years, and I lived here for 28 years. So
Yeah,
excited.
such a beautiful area.
So Chef, what are we going to talk about today?
You know, Connie, when we were having coffee the other day, we both agreed there are so many people that don't understand the power of zesting citrus fruits. And you and I came up with this really cool little list of different citrus that I work with on a regular basis and why I choose to work with those citrus fruits. So, we're going to talk about how to spice up your life. No matter where you are, how old or young you are, you can always enhance your life. And what better way to do it than to talk with a world-class life coach and a celebrity chef to partner up and bring the very best so people can live their life to the full.
Absolutely, full of zest, right?
Full of zest.
So one of the first fruits that you told me about was Tahiti lime.
Yeah.
Can you tell me? I actually had never heard of a Tahiti lime. So tell us about a Tahiti lime.
So the reason that most chefs will choose a Tahiti lime over, say, a key lime or a Mexican lime is Tahiti limes, much like a Meyer lemon, they're more juicy. The aroma profile is insanely wild, and it delivers a flavor that, depending on how you use it, could be subtle or it could be really in your face loud. And you're able to control what happens with that lime zest, specifically with the Tahiti over any other species.
Wow. Well, you just said a mouthful when it comes to life.
Yeah. Isn't that right? Yeah.
I mean, if you have a Tahiti lime zest in your life, you are going to be juicier. You're going to have more fun. You're going to create a bigger and better life because you're putting that zest, that Tahiti lime zest into it. So I guess the question I would have for people watching this is, what kind of Tahiti lime zest do you need to add to your life to make it a better, fuller, more fun life?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah. So then the next one you asked me about, or I asked you about, or you told me about actually, is blood orange. And I happen to love blood oranges. So tell us a little bit about the blood orange.
So blood orange is one of those really great fruits that not only does it deliver an amazing flavored juice, but the color and the aroma, again, the flavor that you get from that. And when you zest it and you add it to anything, Connie, I've used blood orange for mixed drinks, for non-alcoholic beverages, for any myriad of fish, wild game, pork, chicken. It's just so universal, and yet if I always picture pieces of fruit like when I invite them to a party, what would blood orange say when they walk in through the door? And blood orange is a rock star. They walk in like this and they're just like, "Hey, I'm here. Let's go. Let's party." And it's it just is so full of life and flavor. And so, yeah.
I think one of the things I actually made a blood orange pound cake, which used lots of zest, by the way, for my cousin for her birthday last year. And I'm not much of a baker, but boy, I had to make it like 3 more times. It was so delicious, and it gives it that really unique flavor. It's just a little bit different than, it isn't like what you would expect an orange flavor to be at all.
Yeah,
and I think that's what a blood orange, if you're talking about the blood orange zest for your life, I think it's the rock star. How can you become the rock star? How can you become unique and find your own path? We all have to find our own path.
Yeah, so you said you made a blood orange cake, and here's a great example of what blood orange will do. Blood orange is like an amazing guitarist where they can listen to what's going on around them, and then they just jump in and they compliment everything around them. And they're not boisterous, they're not loud. They're like, hey, I'm here to have a good time. How can I make you more flavorful? How can we play together? And they really, in a true concert definition, they bring melody to everything going on. And so when I drop in that blood orange zest, what's going to happen is you're going to all of a sudden the magnification of the Tahiti lime or the Meyer lemon or whatever it is that we're working on, that blood orange just kind of brings that whole thing to a crescendo on the palate, and it's amazing.
Well, I talk a lot about how we have to celebrate all the little successes in our life. It
Of
sounds
course.
to me like that blood orange is the all the little successes that we have, bringing it all
Yeah.
together.
You know what? I know you share the same philosophy. No victory is too small to not celebrate. I believe that you should celebrate every day. There are things that people will say, well, I didn't think about celebrating because it was so insignificant. And I tell people every day, Connie, you celebrate every victory, because let's face it, every one of us could use encouragement. And those victories that you have, share them, celebrate them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and then one of my very, very favorites is Meyer Lemons. And so tell us about what is the difference between a Meyer lemon and a regular lemon?
That's a great question. So first of all, I would tell everybody look at the color of the peel. When people look at a Meyer lemon, immediately what they see is there's actually much more orange than, say, a vibrant yellow, like some of your other Typica lemons. And when you pick up a Meyer lemon when it's ripe, it's much heavier, and it's because it's so full of juices. And the aroma is, if you could imagine the most magnificent lemon in the world and you put that up to the face, it smells everything like you would expect a world class lemon to be like. And when you zest it, oh my God, it's beautiful and aromatic, and the flavor profile is just insane.
Wow. Well, and so I think when it comes to life, I think that's what is the beauty that you have in life. Look at yourself in the mirror and who are you and what are the beautiful things about you? What are your beautiful characteristics? What is your aromatic flavor? What is your Meyer lemon zest that's going to make you the person that you are? Because
Mm.
Meyer lemons are truly one of my favorites, and they do really stand out from anything else.
Connie, it's when you and I met for coffee, one of the first things that we had discussed is there's so many women out there today. When I say women, I'm talking even girls, 12 and 13 years old of age, and yet they have these complexes because they feel that they need to live up to a certain standard. And as a Meyer Lemon would stand in that mirror and say, "Oh, honey, you look magnificent today. You look marvelous. You should be feeling like dancing with the stars." And that's what the Meyer Lemon is. And so for all the women that are watching us right now, I just want to say you are beautiful. You are that spice of life. You're that zest that brings joy to people, and you know how to help people dance through life. And if you're not that person, then hang out with us because we'll get you there. I promise you. We're going to get you
Exactly.
so fired up and full of zest and life. But just come hang out with us. This is where the party's at anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then I loved what you said when you mentioned tangerine, and you said that the tangerine just comes walking through the door and says, "I'm here. The party can start."
Yeah. Yeah, tangerine is all about party. When that tangerine walks in, I said that the blood orange is not boisterous. It just kind of is there to compliment. Yeah, not tangerine. Tangerine. I mean, think about the name, tangerine. It's loud. He would. If Tangerine was a guy, he would remember the old Tarzan TV show, and you'd hear that Tarzan scream. It's like, hey, swinging through the vines, he's coming to be where you are. That's the tangerine. loud, proud, and ready to party. That's the tangerine. And some of the people that are watching us right now, they are the tangerines. They're catalysts. They're ready to get out there and shake things up, and they're just like, "Woo! I'm here. Let's do this."
And I'll tell you what, I mean, for some people, they don't understand that they're a tangerine, because there are some people that don't believe that they can, that they feel like they're insignificant. And I
Mm,
think it's really, really important that you look in the mirror and you figure out each person is, you were put on this earth for a reason and a purpose.
yeah,
And when you figure that purpose out, that's when you blossom into a tangerine. I didn't know my purpose until after my husband passed away. And everybody says now, it's taken me, every year I grow more and more and more. But
yeah,
people that have known me before Tom died and after he died, I'm like this totally different person. And it's because I found my purpose, why I was put on this earth,
yeah.
and I've stepped into that life. And when you're doing that, and you and I have talked about this, when you're doing what you're passionate about, first of all, it's not work, number one. But
That's right.
second of all, it's contagious.
It
It's
is.
so contagious that people around you want a piece of that.
Yeah.
So if you don't know your purpose, hang out with us and we'll help you find your tangerine.
And we're going to help you chef through life. And, I don't think there are very many people out there, Connie, that would look at themselves through the lens of citrus fruit. I don't think anybody wakes up and says, "Oh, I feel lime today," or "I feel like, hey, I'm tangerine." And so I would challenge our audience today to think, what is your flavor? What flavor do you want to be today? Where are you right now? Are you a lemon right now? Specifically a Meyer lemon, because let's face it, when we talk about are you a lemon, that has a negative connotation. And we want to change that. We want to show people that being a Meyer lemon is amazing. You have a lot to
It is
offer,
amazing.
and then
Absolutely.
hey, we're missing a citrus fruit. Let's talk about mandarin. Remember what we talked about that? The
Oh
mandarin
yeah.
orange?
Yeah. You say, let me look at the notes here. You said
Sure.
the Mandarin is classic, it's grace, it's elegance, it's sophistication.
Yeah.
I love that. And you also said it was, and when I was sitting and I was thinking about it, well, when you are classic,
Hmm.
you are, it means that you're not trendy, you are consistent, you
Yeah.
are you are constantly there,
Yep.
you are grateful, you're a catalyst,
Yes.
and so that's, to me, that says a lot right there.
It really does. And when you take a look at the foods that I would drop mandarin orange into, for example, creating a mandarin orange chocolate Nespresso panna cotta, you can almost taste what it is I'm going to create based on just those few brief descriptions. You know that it's not going to be overbearing. It's going to be pleasant. It's going to be experiential. You're going to have a dessert experience um, that rocks.
Sounds
And
divine.
yeah, and you've had my salmon. We've done New Zealand salmon and Norwegian salmon together, where I dropped in some mandarin orange zest, and doesn't it lift the flavor?
So I didn't really understand this until you and I started talking about zest, citrus zest,
Yeah,
how important it was. Like I've done recipes where it calls for zest,
yeah,
and I didn't have I didn't put the zest in for whatever reason. I
sure.
can tell you what, that will never happen again.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how significant, how really substantial the difference is between not using zest and using zest? It really is. And there, I promise, are people that are watching or will be joining us, and there's zest in the making. They're going to figure
Absolutely.
out what flavor fruit they are, and they're going to know how to fit in and really rock that personality style.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we've talked about spice, we've talked about zest, and next week we're going to be talking about, what'd you tell me? Life is a scramble. I
Yeah,
can't wait for that.
I can't either. And part of what makes a great scramble for me, Connie, are the different types of peppers that we can put into that and how we saute each one differently. So we're going to get into what it means to make life a scramble and how to make life taste insanely good, not just occasionally, but every day.
Right, right. So everyone watching, please join us next week at Friday at 3 Pacific Daylight Time, and we'll be talking about scramble, life and food.
Yeah, it's a
All right,
great
everyone.
thing.
You have a great day.
Good night,
Bryan-David,
everybody.
love everybody.
Love you, my friend. Take care. Enjoy your family.
Thank you.